For a closer look at Biden's policy change, let me turn to Jason Nichols. He's a lecturer of African American Studies at the University of Maryland at College Park. Jason, welcome to the program. What do you make of President Biden's decision? It seems like it's getting plenty of praise, also some criticism. In your opinion, does it go far enough?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to remember is that this is an action that will affect people on the federal level and not on the state level. And of course, we have 19 states that have legalized marijuana outright and about 37 states that have legalized medical marijuana. But it doesn't affect the entire nation. There are many people, particularly at the state level, who will still have things on their record, and that will affect things like housing, education, and employment opportunities. So it's important what he did. I think it was a very good step because there are certain racial disparities as well in terms of marijuana.
Yeah,
conviction.
and I want to hold on a second, Jason. You're answering all my questions, so hold on a second. Let's first of all focus on the conservative states, if you will, red states. How is this going to play out in places like Texas or Florida?
Well, I think that there are, of course, the leaders of Texas and Florida are not the most progressive in the world, and they may stand in the way. But I think public outcry is something that can sway a lot of these politicians. We know that about 70% of Americans want marijuana legalized or at least decriminalized. And I think that they, particularly those particular two states, have governors who have their eye on the White House. So I think if they see that public sentiment is moving in one direction, I think they'll move with public demand.
You mentioned something else just a second ago about how this could potentially remove obstacles for people trying to rent a home, find a job. Explain how this will work.
Well, a conviction oftentimes is taken into account with things like housing and trying to rent a home or to get education loans and also employment opportunities. A lot of times people are sent through a background check, and if it shows that you have a federal conviction, that can bar you from certain opportunities. And removing that will allow those 6,500 people and the other thousands in the Washington, D.C. area the opportunity to actually thrive many years beyond whatever conviction that they were convicted of. So this is a really important action for a lot of people and a lot of opportunities. And as I said, with these racial disparities, it will disproportionately help the people who need it most, which are people of color.
So let's talk a little bit more about the racial disparity. Brown and black people, how much more likely are they to face charges and go to jail for a marijuana possession?
Well, when we look at a lot of statistics in terms of black people and their conviction rates, whether they are guilty or not, they are far more likely to be convicted of a crime. I believe when it comes to drugs generally, an innocent black person is about 12 times more likely to be convicted of a crime of a drug crime than an innocent white person. So when you take all of this into account, how skewed our criminal justice system is and how many changes that need to be made, this is one small step, but it's an important step that's going to lead to a lot more opportunities for black and brown people.
And that's a very important point there. Jason Nichols, thank you.
Thank you, Asieh.